Hi, this is Lady Adey from Keep Unfrozen and Pink Parties Press. Oh, today I thought I would just talk to you about what's happening in my life and how I think things are going to go forward. The Bible says, without vision, people will perish. And that can be taken in all sorts of contexts. But does it mean that we do have to have a vision for our lives? Or does it mean that God has a vision for our lives? Interesting, isn't it? We often have dreams and plans, and sometimes they come to fruition, and sometimes they don't. For years and years, Dennis and I travelled. Well, we travelled some parts of the UK. We did stay in one place for nearly 20 years, so we didn't really see the world in the full way. Dennis did. He went off and did all kinds of things and saw amazing parts of the world. And that was all through being in the RAF and having a military lifestyle. So we didn't have our own place. It wasn't until Dennis retired or knew he was retiring. And then we decided we wanted our forever home. So all the visions, all the dreams, all the plans we'd ever had about our own place, we were able to suddenly pack in. So, the kitchen, we wanted a project. We weren't allowed to hang wallpaper. We weren't allowed to paint anything that wasn't approved. And then when we moved out of a quarter or a house, we then had to put it exactly back to how it was when we first moved in. So when we got our own place, it's like, well, hey, we can do whatever we like here. I always loved gardening, and I had a portable garden. We even had the decking and the shingle and the slate, as well as the plants, which were always in pots. But we took them wherever we went and recreated a new garden, an instant garden. So to have our own garden where I can say to my plants, you don't have to live in a pot anymore. You can spread your roots and you can have the special place. It's just delightful. So I have sections. I have a daisy garden. I have a garden which is a secret garden, which will only have red, white, and blue flowers in it. Or so I think. God might have other plans on that one, but we'll see. I'm going to show you a video of the garden.
Good morning, this is Ladey and I'm standing in my garden. I thought as part of this video I will show you what is becoming my pride and joy. And it's been a vision to make a garden out of stone from the actual land, to learn bricklaying and do the brick walls, which I will show you in a moment, and then beautiful flowers and beautiful beds. And I want to share this. I really want to share this with other people for it to become a quiet garden, part of the quiet garden schemes maybe, so that others can enjoy this wonderful place that God has provided for us and given to us. So here's a little snapshot of what it is really like. I'm going to try and move the camera so it's the other way around, but I'm hitting it but nothing's happening. So let's see if I can find the camera bit. But if not, I will do it a different way. So this is part of what we call the tumnery, because it was supposed to be a hobbit hole, but as we're not really interested in a hobbit hole as such, we would rather look at C.S. Lewis and his Mr. Tumnus. So we've called it a tumnery. Still hasn't quite finished, but all the stonework is work that I've done, that I've slaved over, blood, sweat and tears and all of that that's gone into it. This part is the pergola with the side of the tumnery, and Dennis kindly did the shutters for me in the window box. So we've been given a lion that's part of the whole Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and a lamppost which is yet to go up. But we have a large place. It is set in half an acre, our bungalow, and this is part of the wall that a friend and I did the whole back wall, which is 50 metres long and it's double bricked. Took us 2 years to do. I did the bottom half and he did the top because I didn't want to go up on the scaffolding. But this side part of this wall is actually the secret garden, and I've always wanted, with living in our accommodation all our lives, this dream garden has different all plans and visions that we've had until 10 years ago when we arrived here. So this is going to be our water feature. It's not quite set up yet, but what will happen is in the secret garden we'll have a wall of water coming down here, and we've got some glass to go in, and at the side of it, which are these wonderful bits, there's going to be fire. So we'll have fire and water eventually. So eventually should be the next month's time. So I don't know if any of you saw the video I did of us doing the secret garden and doing the doorway. Here's the doorway now. As you can see, it's beautiful round doorway which Dennis and I created and had to learn how to work together, but we did it, and it's the entrance into the secret garden. My secret garden, which has the footsteps poem in the wall, and it's just a small garden which to be relaxed in, and I plan to have lots of clematis and things growing up the wall. And this is the start of the poem of one night I dreamt I was walking on the beach with the Lord, and then it talks about the footsteps and eventually realizing that it is God that actually carries you through life, because he's always there. It doesn't matter what we do, he is always there. The little features inside the secret garden, like where to hang your coat and a hat. So I usually wear a hat when I'm gardening. So that was a Christmas present for my girls, and one of the first things that came into the secret garden. The secret garden should be one which only has red, white and blue flowers. But I've had a couple of things happen, like this was supposed to be blue, yet it flowers and it's not blue. This beautiful peony, which I've just shown, I was told it was going to be a white peony, but it is actually pink. So they will be relocated once they're finished flowering. So we're just going to the vegetable side of things. Dennis made the raised beds, and I don't know if you can see at the background, but actually I've got two beautiful partridges. In the background are the factories, and it's the factories that provided the steel which is part of our sleeper wall which frames the garden. This is what I'm working on at the moment, which is the wall that separates the two parts of the garden, gives us our terracing, and the dry stone wall. All this rock, this is just some part of the stone, got more at different parts of the garden, and all this came out of the tumnery, came out of the ground, because we go just 1 metre down in this, and we just hit quarry. So this is what I'm working on at the moment, is doing the dry stone walling. You can see how far I've got, and as we go along, how far I've got to do. So I anticipate that I will finish this by the end of July, because it takes about 4 to 6 hours to do a yard, do a metre, and I will be doing that. So it'll be great celebrations when that's finished, because it's been nagging me for so long, but we're getting there. I have got, as part of the 2020 experience, I have got other parts of the garden that I will be doing 2020 stones, but I will tell you that later, or I might have told you that before. But this part was just to show you the garden and share just a bit of my love for it and how God's love for us have given us it to caretaker, steward for him, and ultimately to share it with others. Lady Adey, speak soon.
But thinking about visions, I thought I'd share a little bit about what is actually happening in my life. One of the things we have as a family is a charity. We have a charitable trust called the Pink Parties Trust. And in that, we are raising money to be able to then give it away. So like a foundation and a trust, it's going to be something that my girls will inherit, and possibly my granddaughter as well will inherit a charity. We knew that we had to get to the 25,000 mark before we can start investing that money and growing the capital to give away. And we're nearly there. We just hit the 24,000. So we know we've only got 1,000 to go. And then we will really start giving away small amounts of money at first, but money that might make a difference to people with health problems, life-changing problems, that a bit of, needing some equipment or something else like that, which a small amount of money can help to provide, can make all the difference. We're very excited about that. So part of the discussion at the meeting yesterday was, what are we going to do next year? And of course, it's 2020. This gives the idea of 2020 vision, other things with 2020 in it. So we've decided we're going to do a 2020 challenge, and it's challenges to us personally on what can we do with 2020 things. What 2020 things can we do? So the girls are looking at possibly walking or swimming. How many times does it take to get to the 2020 kilometers? Kilometers. Dennis has got some plans with that. I was thinking I've got to build a wall at our drive, so we're hoping that will be dry stone. We think we'll have enough stone in our garden for that. So I'm thinking, can I get 2020 stones and use those? It could be a personal challenge. I've been thinking more of it overnight and thinking, what if we set a 2020 challenge that anybody could join in? In that case, what would your 2020 challenge be? You could do it for charity, you could do it for your own charity. You could help us with Pink Parties Press, but there's no pressure, no obligation on that. You could do it for a personal development. What would be your 2020 things to do? It's been suggested that because I love writing and obviously publishing books, that I could do 2020 words a week. So I'm thinking that would be great, because that gives 2, 4, 6, 8, at least 8,000 words a month. So within 6 months, you've got a book. So I might put that out there for those who like writing to join me in a 2020 challenge project, a writing project. Maybe doing it per week might be too much, so it could be per month. We can work it out as we go along, but you've got a whole year, 12 months to do 2020 things. 2020 things that you would want to do anyway. So what are your ideas? Does this inspire you? Does this make you think, yeah, I can do that? Let me know. I hope you like the picture that I put on. A little bit self-indulgent maybe, but it's the pride and joy of our lives at the moment. It's being my granddaughter, Sophia. I'll get into great trouble for calling her it's, I know. Hey ho, but I'm her Lala and Dennis is her Gigi, and that's what we're calling ourselves. But when it comes to vision, again, we have great visions for her. We plan and think we will make a garden for her. We will have swings and slides and tires and climbing frames and tree houses. All these things that we know we will make for her and have for her entertainment so she can enjoy. And her parents have vision for her. They say things like, when she can walk, we'll do this with her. I'm going to read that book with her when she's older. Obviously, we're going to read The Little Unicorn to her. And if we have so much vision and love and gifts and things for our children and our grandchildren, how much more does God in heaven promise us? It's all about vision. Now, this time last year, I took a break from these videos. I took a break, which was just going to be over the summer, so I could carry on building the wall. In fact, when you've just seen the video, the wall was the tumnery wall that I did last year and the patio that we put in. We actually paid someone to do that patio. That was a big job. But the walls and the stonework, I just absolutely love. So what's going to happen this year? Well, I did find there was a problem because I took so much time off, and then getting back into doing these weekly videos was really, really difficult. So I'm not planning to take such a large break this time. There might be the odd week where I maybe don't appear, but I'm going to try and keep going throughout, because after all, I missed it. I missed you guys. I love the feedback I get from you. And I want to continue to make sure it's a regular pattern. So I thought I would just share a little bit of what's happening, play with this 2020 vision. I know I've got till next year to do it, but in which time possibly I might be able to set up some Facebook group or something if other people want to join me, and think, what could be your 2020 things that you could plan and think about for next year? Exciting years ahead, exciting things of how God wants to work in your life. It could be 2020 prayers for other people. It's just our imagination. But what does God put on your heart? And we can have the vision for next year. And instead of New Year resolutions, we can say, no, we're going to do the 2020 challenge. I'm sure I might be talking about this a little bit more as time goes on. Meanwhile, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the garden that I've been able to show through video. I haven't checked it yet, but I'm trusting that the light will be okay. And I will talk to you very soon. Lady Adey, keep on frozen, keep writing, and keep thinking about that 2020.